This is Meri at the Meri Atelier, and it is Thursday morning, March 19th. Welcome to my desk. Welcome to my desk. Welcome to Fib Diggity. Fib Diggity, where the friends are super cool. All right, let me get back in and come in here, and hopefully I'm setting up my notepad. I got an ad, and then I always get a blank. I don't know why I get that. I always get a blank description box here. There we go. I have to hit it a couple times. Welcome in, welcome in. I think I'm the only person here. But while I'm here, let's go ahead and set my chat up. Folks will be coming in. Folks will be coming in. Set my quality while I'm at it to 1080. There we go. Welcome, welcome in. So I have a couple hauls here that have been sitting around. This one, I think I already opened this and showed. This was from Debbie Epps papers. Aren't they beautiful? She does a good job. Ooh, look at that. Oh, yummy. Oh, how cool. Ooh. Oh, these are wonderful, Debbie. These are wonderful, wonderful papers. She and Jacqueline just, I'll tell you, they have my heart. They have, oh, that's cool. They have my heart. There's Dee Dee. Good morning, Miss Dee Dee. I had to start my stream a couple times this morning. I get it locked. Somehow I get it locked in vertical mode, and the only way to get out of it is to restart, at least on mobile. Thank you, Debbie, for the wonderful papers. Yeah. And then I have another haul that's been sitting around here that I haven't opened because of everything else. This is one from Rebecca Wells, and I think, I could be wrong, but I think it's a part of, I think she sent that haul where I had those boxes. I bought some stacking boxes from her. I think she sent this in two groups, and this is just the package part. She couldn't get everything in one big box. So I think she sent it in two packages. I think that's how she did. I don't know for sure. She could tell me, but it doesn't matter. So this is from Rebecca. Let me just take everything out. I buy, ooh, look at the yellow pack. Ooh, sunshine, sunshine. I bought some papers from her. This is a dangle for my glue bottle. Tulle. Oh, I thought I got some tulle. I've been wanting some tulle for my envelope that I'm doing with slow stitch. This is perfect. I'm going to keep this out. Let me grab onto the tulle and another little bundle of lace. Is that it? That's it, I believe. So let's start with this, some paper doilies. I think she might have thrown these in as freebies. Some little paper scrappy scraps. I'm going to keep that out too because of what I'm going to be doing later. I got some really thin kind of, looks like might have been a sheet. No, it's hemmed on both sides. I'm not sure what this was, but it's very pretty. This I'll be using in my slow stitch. Catherine at K3N Cloth Tales, she will use a really thin cloth to, when she's stitching, to add as a backing to kind of add just an extra layer of firmness. I don't do that, but I might start. I'm going to throw this in the wash. That might have been a freebie too. I'm not sure. I asked Rebecca if she would make me another glue book. And I think this is what this might be. I'm not sure. She put it in a padded. It could have been a dangle that I bought. Let's see what kind of a dangle this is. No, yeah, see, it's one of those glue dangles that you put in your glue bottle. It's a pretty one. It's got a butterfly, and she could tell you all kind the beads, all kind of beads that are on here. I'm not a bead person, so I can't identify, but yeah, I'm going to keep that out. And let me put that in the trash. We'll come back to the bundle. I got some laces here, some, looks like a little pack of, yeah, can't get that one off. There we go. Looks like I tore the bag a little. That's okay. I will just rip it. We'll just cut it, lady. Hi, Arlene. Hi, Sylvia. She said, I just got my moneymaker out the door, and now the dogs and coffee and Miss Mary and watching goodies acquired. Be right back. I learned that Sylvia has family that lives not too far from me. So if she ever gets back to visit, I'm hoping I'll be able to meet her. I guess I am going to have to cut this. It's kind of destroyed anyway. Oh, this is the vintage pack that she did. She printed her stamped vintage on like eyelet fabric. Oh, this is cool. And then on various little scraps. I love how she prints on these things. And she was printing just on a plain white cotton fabric, but now she stepped it up a notch. This is cool. Very cool, Rebecca. This, oh man, these will go on tags and ATCs, put in your journal. Wow, there's a bunch of them here. And she stamped the word antiques and vintage on various little paper, cloth scraps. This is cool. I might keep that out too. I ordered papers from her, and she has listed the dates, like 1834 French rag, 1851 Greek, 1830 Latin. I think I got it because of the Latin. And she calls this rag paper. I call it book paper, but this is all 1800s. And I think I bought another pack too here, foreign language. And if I can get these labels off here. I seem to be ripping the package. I have to use some Goo Gone or whatever. And then this, I bought several paper packs from her. This looks like a one I can actually read. Chapter 11, The Apostles' Privilege. So this is probably got some biblical text in there. Oh yeah, there's some Arabic or Israeli in there or something. Another one I can't read. Some beautiful, it's a paper pack. I bought this from her because of the yellow tones in here. I'm not a ruffle person, but that might work. I'm going to keep that out with this. The yellow and another paper pack. And I keep this here to keep the glare off, but we've got a glare here now. I'll put that there. Where is it at? There. So I'm loving my paper packs. Rebecca, you're taking my heart. Oh, my heart. Oh, I ran over the bag. Hold on, I gotta get my chair off this bag. Always running over stuff with my chair. I can't wait to get my little shelf built so that I can put things like this in there. I'll have it filled in no time because I have been putting things like this in boxes and they're put away and I can't see them, so therefore I don't use them. And that's a no-no. Between her and Debbie and Jacqueline, I buy a lot of stuff. I got some laces. This will go in my teddy bear. And then I got a little pack of things here. This one's sealed too. Cut it, Mary, cut it. I might have to. This has a lot of her makes. Rebecca makes a lot of stuff. Yellow birds. I bought yellow birds for my sunshine. We'll go put that with that. Some yo-yos. This is her tatting card. A little, let's just open it up. I should probably zoom in a little on this stuff. Let me zoom in just a teeny bit. Zoop. The lady made little screen printed fabric tags and bookmarks. It was awesome. What is Arlene talking about? Dee Dee, I rarely get the ones, but I saw a working miniature screen printer on Instagram and might have drooled a little. Ooh, a miniature screen printer. You mean a miniature print? A miniature, like an IVY printer? I don't know what they're talking about. The lady made little screen printed fabric tabs and bookmarks. It was awesome. Ooh, that does sound awesome. I've seen the cameras that will print, you know, the little heat activated camera prints. I hesitate with those because if they're heat activated, they're like, they're not ink activated and they can fade over time. I bought some washi tape from her. I'm going to put that in my washi tape drawer. I like Rebecca's washi tape that she makes, fabric washi tape. These are some large eye needles. They're going to go out with my slow stitching. I'm going to put them over there. And some little metal dangles that say handmade. Ooh, I'm going to keep those out in that box. Another little yellow bird. My little yellow birds. Oh, this was a gift from Lisbeth. Oh, that Lisbeth. She is such a sweetie. Thank you, Lisbeth. Sent me a yellow bird. Some really thin cotton ticking fabric. That's cool. And yeah, yellow again here. a lady, a beautiful lady. This is kind of a neutral tones, but it could certainly go with the yellow. And here's the yellow one. Here's the yellow lady. She's beautiful. And then I've got a yellow and kind of a dusty rose. These are paper clips and a white. I bought it because of the yellow. We'll put it with the yellow. A little cameo charm. Oh, my heart. And then another. This is more of a coffee dyed. These two. And this. And I was going to show you this tatted journal. That's not a journal. It's a little, I think it's a journaling card. Let me open it up. I love Rebecca, what she does. She's right up my alley of things that I like. And I like to support the sellers. I can't support all of them, but Debbie Epps, Jacqueline, and Rebecca Wells are the folks that I'm supporting right now. And when I support them, I also get things. So it's a little journaling, a tatted journaling card. It's a trifold. It's really cool. And it's got a little tat there and a little tat in there. There were two in this package. What is the price? 2 for $3, $1.50 a piece. But when you think about tatting, and you couldn't buy this retail for, well, you might be able to buy it retail, but you would not find tatted like that. So there we go. That's my Rebecca haul. The sunshine. I have several sunshine. I think I'm going to put these in my other, although my other one is more of a dark, deeper yellow. This is, do I dare open it? I think I'm just going to thumb through it. She's got some yellow roses here, some lace. The lace and the ribbon are yellow. Some, this looks like a, oh, this is a, I don't want to open it. This is a quilted piece, kind of like a star floral form. Some yellow, beautiful lace here. More lace, kind of an eyelet lace here. This has more lace than what I get from Jacqueline, so I probably could combine these, make 3 journals. I'm accumulating, I don't know, I'm into this yellow kick. It's not gold, it's yellow. This is some floral, little teeny yellow florals, some plain yellow cotton, and kind of a, it's not a print, it's, I want to call it an upholstery type fabric with a floral design, and then a yellow quilted placemat. Boy, that would be a journal in itself. And then this paper pack. So all of that needs to go together. Where is that lace that did I throw that down? Let's put these back in here. Keep these together. And I think I got these the same time I got those boxes. I'm not sure. And I think she I don't know if she divided it up. My thinking is that she divided it. This piece is, oh, it's pinned on there. Take the price tag off. I gotta quit buying yellow even though I like it, I love it, but I think I have enough to do 5 journals now. Don't eat that pen. Give it to me. She says, I want it. It's like popping a pimple. Come on. Just take this one. That's a needle. I don't want that one. How come that's not coming out? I want to get that out of there because I don't want her to swallow it. Now take this piece. Is it this one? I'm just going to pin it on here so it doesn't dangle. And I need to find a bag to put all of this in. I'm going to tuck this back here. I'd like to work on this today, but I need to work on my leprechaun. All right, Rebecca, I got yummies. Ooh, look at that. Cameo, that could actually go in here too. Let's put it in that bag. And I'm not ready to work on this yet. I might, this vintage pack that I held out, but these are all going. Oh, I'm losing the roses. Let's put them in that bag. She had them here to look pretty, but I'll lose them. So let me put them in here. Okay. I have a kit going there. So the next thing that I want to do is I'll clean that up later. I want to watercolor my cards here, my watercolor cards. Let me get them out. Because I want to mail these. And what time is it? It's 6:30. We have 15 people in here. Let's do a giveaway for one of these. This is mine. This is Vale's. This is the one on Tuesday, and this is the one for today. So, I did not stream Tuesday, so I have 2 to give away. We're going to do that right now. So if you're an early bird, you have a chance to win one of these fairy postcards. And I don't have my leprechaun book out, but I got this from the Barnes & Noble leprechaun book that I got from Jacqueline, Lovely's Crafting Lodge. And there's an illustration by Wayne Anderson. Let me see if I'm pronouncing that right. Inspired by Wayne Anderson. So I'm going to watercolor this, and I think what I'm going to do is make the background a very, very light yellow-green. It's going to be a very, I'm so heavy on my watercolors, you can see from my leprechaun, I kind of plaster my paint on very thick, even with my watercolor. This time I want to keep it light because she's a fairy. So I'm going to do a light green background, a blue top, and maybe a blue skirt in here. It's got a patch. Maybe I'll put a red patch on it. This toadstool was red. The wings I may just put a very, very light, blue-gray, I'm thinking, and I'm going to put some little wing lines in there. She's going to be a blonde, and what I have the most trouble with is the faces. but we'll see what I come up with. But we're going to do a giveaway. We're going to do it right now of 2 of these. And I'm going to keep the pattern out here and put these over to the side. So let me grab a pen and let me get my other phone out here. We did get our fiber in yesterday. I still have one piece. Oh, here's that lace that I was looking for. Put that down there with the rest. I'll put it away. I still have I thought, well, I did when I talked to the technician to set it up, or when the salesperson, they told me I needed to get, or I should get, they're reimbursing your price for a backup in case the lights go out. And they kept telling me it was for the phone. Well, when the technician came yesterday, he hooked it up to the internet, not to the phone. This kind of same company, 2 different. So I still have to get one for the phone. The lights go out, I'll still have internet, supposedly. That's what they're telling me. We'll see if that happens. But I need to get one. It's a battery pack. It keeps everything charged supposedly until the lights come back on. Let me go out here. Well, I can do this while you're picking your numbers. So this is, that's a calligraphy pen. I don't want to use my calligraphy pen. This is a fairy giveaway. Fairy postcard. And I have some postcards I need to send. I'll try to get them all sent this week. Well, this is Friday. And they messed me up because they don't have afternoon pickup anymore. I think that's silly. Especially in a small town, it isn't like they have a whole 3 tons of mail to pick up. They go out to their little thing and pull out a bag of it, if they're lucky. This is March 19th, 2026. The range is 1 to 100, and we will have 2 winners. And let me put, Sylvia says, Miss Meri, perhaps if you use watercolor pencils for the flesh colors, that would keep it light, like Miss Dee Dee does. That would. My watercolor pencils are in my closet that is blocked by a big stack of boxes now. Oops. I'm going to have to limit myself until I get stuff used up, which is really kind of good, because when I have all this stuff around me, you know, I grab what I want and work on what I want. If I have all this stuff around me, I have to use what I have out. It doesn't, you know, like, yeah, I could have watercolor pencils, but I have to dig for them, and I'm not going to do that right now. So it forces me to use what's at hand. Oops. Yeah, oops. Hi, Dar. Good morning, Miss Dar. She's sending hugs and prayers to Angie. Says, Dar, I'm still the same. Now I'm waiting on the surgeon to call. Oh, Angie Brown, where are you? What's happening for a surgeon? Are you feeling better? Dar asked. Carol popped in. My postman loved the leprechaun envelope. I love that your leprechaun popped in your mailbox on St. Patrick's Day. How cool. Good morning, Miss Angie. Carol popped in. Hi, Carol. Dee Dee is here. Arlene. Did I say good morning to you, Miss Arlene? Dar says, hi, Mary. there's enough yellow goodies there to make a series of journals and wee notebooks in yellow too, isn't it? Yeah, Sylvia, I have them. I'm loaded up with the yellow. I got to quit buying it. I have to quit buying the yellow. Carol says hello. Good morning, good morning. Angie says, I see a big bowl with that yellow fabric. Let's see. I think I've said good morning to everybody. Angie says, Mary, I will take the cameo. Peace with me. Good morning. Oh, peace with me. Good morning, peace with me. I had to figure out what Dee Dee was saying. She's saying good morning to peace with me. Welcome in, welcome in. We're going to have a drawing. You are welcome to join the drawing, but I will need address. I can't send a postcard if I don't have an address. So if you win, let me put it, well, I'll do that. Let me put in the go here. That's why I got it out. So put in your numbers between 1 and 100. I'm giving away 2 of them. And there'll be 2 numbers if you're closest to the number without going over. I do the random sequence generator, so I'll take the 2 top numbers. Let's see. Did Kimberly pop in? Hi, Kimberly. Good morning. You have to have your throat stretched again. Oh, Angie girl, stretch your throat. I was way up here. Let's see if I've said good morning. Sylvia got her money maker out the door. Arlene. Becky. Did Becky pop in? Hi, Becky girl. All right. So, this is what I got out to. Oh, what I'm doing here. NCAA men's basketball. No, I'm not interested. Let me get out of this. I want to go to, oh, I saw it there, the random org sequence generator. That looks different. Random sequence generator. Random sequence generator. There we go. Between 1 and 100. So I'm set up. I'll stand up so you guys can see when I draw the numbers. We are giving away, I'm going to watercolor these. And it's not going to take me long because I'm going to use very light brush strokes. That's my goal. And I can use this card as a swatch card. This is the back of a greeting card, I think. Yeah. Oh, it's one that it's an inside of a card. I have a bee there. Maybe I'll do my swatches on here. Let's tear it. So between 1 and 100, 2 top numbers will win. I've already given one to Vale. We had a giveaway. I'll do 2 more of these. And tomorrow morning I'll give away one. And tomorrow night I'll give away one. And then that will be the end of it. Of the fairies. Then I think I'm going to work on some Easter postcards. Kimberly needs coffee. We only have 4 in there, 4 entries, so I'm going to leave it up for a little bit. And we'll leave it up for a little bit while I get my watercolor out. Let's get my watercolors out. I think they're up here on my desk. I want to work in my paste-to-page journal. I have scraps I need to use up. I'm going to deconstruct this book. I used it to put scraps in the pages. That's why I made it. But it's kind of, it takes up too much room on my desk. Let me find my watercolors here. This is my current Sunshine Journal in progress. I've got 2 going here, each 144 pages. They're just folded, and then I have the inner workings, and this is the cover that I'm going to use for it. And I'm looking for my watercolor. I have more yellow papers. More sunshine. I'm looking for my watercolors. They got buried. And look, I did this journal. I might do this one with the yellow pack that I have from Rebecca. I made this journal several weeks ago, and I already have some signatures in there. Oh, and they're not good. They're not tied down, so I can put my new signatures in there. This I might use the paper I got. There's my watercolor that I got from Rebecca, and here's the fairy that we're going to do. See, she's very light. In fact, she's in kind of charcoal tones. And then I have tatting here. And I have another swatch paper. And these aren't yellow, these are reds. I think I was working on my box. So, all right. And these are envelopes from the leprechaun. I'm going to put them over here. So I am yellowed up. All righty. I want to get this off my desk. Watercolor. I'm going to keep this tatting out. And I'm just going to use this set. I always have trouble opening it. I have to get it in my lap and squeeze the lid. It's stubborn. I don't know why I have trouble opening this set of watercolors. I have a hard time with this latch here. There it goes. And I'm going to go ahead and squirt some water in it, and then we'll do the drawing. Get these out of the way while I'm squirting my water. Don't want to get them all messy. All right. And let's do some. All right. And then I need a towel. Oops, dropped them. I don't need 10, I need 1. That's just torn. I'll use that. And I need a cup to put my water in. I'll get that ready, and I need some brushes. Water. I am so much more comfortable in this room now. All right, brushes. And I think I'm going to use a larger brush, and maybe that's I need to put that over here. Hold on. That goes in a different tin. I think I used it as a glue stirrer. My brushes here. I was looking for one that's not flat. This one. I'm going to make some more of these little baskets out of my paper scraps. Are we ready to do the drawing? Hi, Belinda. Get your number in. If you're out in the balcony, you're welcome to come in. I'm going to do the countdown. There's 19 people here and only 5 playing. All right. Well, we're giving away 2, so you have a good chance to win. Probably people are reluctant to play because they know how slow Meri is to get things out. I understand. I understand. All right, I'm going to count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. It's fun to play anyway. Good morning, Belinda. Good morning, Kimberly. Linda Smith. Belinda Smith, not Linda. I just saw the Linda. Belinda, welcome in, welcome in. Dar, Angie, Dee Dee. Do, 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 do. Okay, we have an 84, a 76, a 5, and a 15, a 32, and a 62. All right. Oh, I need to do the number. I'm kind of disorganized here. I'm at the random org sequence generator. It generates a column of numbers. Where did I do with my card here? Got it all out and put it over here. I'm going to swatch on this B card this morning. All right. So it's set up for the lowest number is 1, the highest number is 100, and it'll give me a column of numbers. Get sequence. 93 and 99. So the two highest numbers. Who are the two highest numbers? Let me set this aside. Get out my... Becky had 62, 32, 515. Kimberly had 84. Would you say Becky and Kimberly? Would you say Becky and Kimberly? Aw, Sylvia. She says, I'm allowing others to win. Arlene says, Kimberly and Becky. Kimberly and Aunt Beck. What were my numbers again? I'd like to write them down, and I short-term memory here. 93 and 99. $93 and 99, and Kimberly had what? Kimberly had 80 something. Thank you guys for playing. 84. And Becky had what? 62, if I remember right. 62 for Aunt Beck and Kimberly. And I have your addresses. So let's get these painted. And I'm going to paint mine first so I get a good idea of what I'm doing. Get this out of the way. Put this off to the side. This is the fairy, and this is my sketch of her. The faces are completely different. I have trouble with small faces. And let me get this to the side here. I'll put this in my... Need to cut it down just a little. Hold on. I'll put... So I don't lose this. I have a habit of just tossing them someplace. I'll put it up here in my box, so I'll have it with the postcards. So I have... my swatch card. I have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Where are the other two? All right, Mary, what did I put them back in the box, I think. Did I put them back in the box? No. All right. What did I do with the two of them? 1, 2. Oh, 3. Well, I got 3. I'll have to find the other one or draw another one. Grr. I hate it when I do this stuff. Let's do a test one. If I can't find the other one, I'll send out these 3. And when I find the other one, it'll be for me. Because we have Vale, Becky, and Kimberly to send to. So let me put her up here and my swatch card here. And I want to go for a light green first. Let me check on the floor. Make sure it didn't fall on the floor, because if it falls on the floor, I'm liable to run over it. I don't see it down here. Alrighty, let's just get it, because there's a lot I want to do today. So I think I want to use the, actually I want a wider one for the background. And this is a nice brand new clean one. And I want a light, kind of a yellow green. Kind of more this color over here. And I'm gonna almost make it a wash. And let's put a little more yellow in it. My towel out. My scissors are falling. More of a deeper yellow. There. And let's just move my brushes, get set up here. Can you guys see? Okay. And we're just going to do a very, very light green color in here. In the background, kind of even behind the harp too, because the harp has strings. And let's do it on the other ones. Let that one kind of dry a little. And I'm going to mix some more here. Do the yellow first. I have the tube paints that Becky sent to me. And I need to get those out. Because I keep saying that one of the reasons I don't like pans is that when I mix, I get so much on my brush. And I feel like I'm wasting my color. I think that other one's kind of hidden because they kind of hide behind each other. And this will dry even lighter. I kind of put a light green behind her harp. And one more. We got the glare going on over here. Or I do. I don't think you guys see it. It kind of bugging me here. Oh, that's my pattern. Now, Let's mix some more. Take a little of this and mix in there. I just kind of want to keep it light and fast. Boy, I'm using that up. All right. It bugs me that I can't find that other. Where'd she run off to? Where did she go? Let me check up above. Of course, I can do it tomorrow morning. I had all of these out and I put them away, and I probably put my, I'll do mine tomorrow morning. Let's do these because I can't find her. Now I want a very, very light. Let's put these above. I think this was the first one and that's the second. I want a light red on my mushroom here. While my paint is, my brush is clean, I'm going to add some white in here. In fact, this is almost a dark fleshy tone. That's really not the color I'm wanting. Or is it? It's pretty light. Let's add some red in there. Let's play with this. If I have to add more white. There. Now, you guys can't see what I'm doing. I'm trying to get a flesh tone. That's pretty good. It will dry. It will dry lighter. Let's go for that for her face and her hands. Her hands are in here. And I need a smaller brush. Watery. Where's my towel? I want to blot that. Yeah, it's more watery than what I want. I need more pigment in there. There we go. That's what I'm shooting for. And I'm just going to kind of watercolor around her face here. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. While we have that color mix, let's go ahead and do these. You guys are getting a light from my light above. I'm sorry about that. I do need that light though. If I turn that light out, I don't get the same. It's pretty dark in here in the mornings. This under her eye. Where's my blood card? I'll have to adjust my camera a minute here. Hold on. Did I do the neck on? Yeah. All right. I'm pretty happy with my skin tones there. Let's go for the red on the... I'm going to go for this red on the mushroom. Add some water to that. And let's blot it. Get a little more tonal value in there. And I see my green has dried really light down here. Now these mushrooms are more of a tannish color. Let's go for, and you guys aren't seeing it all. I don't want to spill my water. You guys, let me get these out of the way. Bring this down a little more. The tannish color I'm going for is right in here, right in there for my mushroom. But I'm zoomed in so much you can't see everything. But I want you to see the fairy. All right, we're going to go for this light tan. And we'll do a very light first, and then we'll come in with a darker. I really need my swatch and get so much water on this. And I wipe off the pigment. I'm going to let that dry. And I'll come back to these mushrooms maybe a little later. Her dress is going to be a light blue. Let's go for this color here. Well, that's almost a gray blue. That isn't the blue that I wanted. That's more what I want. Gradiated. I'm going to wipe out this green so I can get some blue in there. All right, you can't see what I'm doing because I'm zoomed in so much, but I want you to see the fairy. The fairy is very, very light. And then after I get all my color in, I'll come back in and do my pen work, and that will bring her out a little bit more. I want this blue here, I believe. And I want it very light. Oh, almost a wash. Now, if I put white in here, my heart says that I'm lightening it, but it almost turns it gray. So I'm going to go with this first, I think. Just in her shoulder here. And then it gets darker down in here. And it comes around this way. Yeah, it's hard for me. I'm going to have to zoom out a little, I think. Well, we'll keep. It's in my way. I'm going to put a streak of blue in here. Just a little. And then it's lighter up in here. In my head it is. And she's going to have a red patch there. Now she's sitting on this mushroom. Now see, in my heart, what I want to do is plaster more color on this. But if I start doing that, it'll end up like my leprechaun. So I think what I really need to do is just add some more tonal values in here. A little bit of layering. But then I do too much. What I can do though is she's got this collar. And they could be green, but I'm going to make them a blue. Now I'm going to let that blue dry, and then I'm going to come in with some light. And I guess I covered up her one. No, it's right there. So Vale, Becky, and Kimberly won the drawings. And let's give this dress a little bit more definition in here. And I guess this was supposed to be a shoe, or maybe it's just a ruffle. I haven't decided. Let's see. We could define the harp. Give this a little light blue now. Okay, that's a button. I think I'm going to make the buttons a red too. This is the deepest red I have here. These are, I think this is the deepest red here. This is more of an orange red. Let's go with the patch on here. Got a red patch. And I'm going to darken this again in here. So I use my dark lines for definition. And I'm going to give her red buttons in here. And in here. And the harp should really kind of maybe be a gold, but I'm going to use a brown up in here. It's my swatch card. I'll make the little globes gold. And the harp will be defined a lot by the pen work. But it's got it comes down like this. And it comes, curves down. My brush is dry, but I get too much water on it, and then I'm not happy either. All right, and then the harp will have lines coming with a fine pen. She's got a bracelet on. I think I'm fairly happy with, I don't want to get too much more color on her. I haven't decided whether this is a shoe or a ruffle. I think I'm going to leave it as a ruffle at the end of her outfit. So her wings will be, let's do her hair. Now her hair is a golden yellow, and this is really the darkest yellow I have. Well, I have the yellow ochre, but that may become in the shadows. Let's just kind of do some. Now on her, it's all charcoal drawn. And her hair flies out like this. Gets very thin out in there. Let's do a little blotting. And we have to be careful that I don't get it mixed with the blue, or she'll have green hair. Let's go in here. And I really want a darker. I'm going to try that yellow ochre, see what. I used a lot of him on my. Well, that's not too bad. Let's do that around her shadowing in here. Well, my brush is drier than I want. I wanted her hair to come out a little bit more. I don't dare put any more on it. Now, I can't resist. When I look at this in my camera, but when you bring it up close, you see the facial colors in here. You see the pink. I want to put more green on there. Maybe in just various spots. Kind of bring out, just not plaster it, just kind of give it some extra spots in here. And this, I really want. Now I'm running out of mixing pans. Let's lift this up. I think I can. Does this come out? Ah! Let's set it. Move these cards while I set these aside. I want more of a yellow green. Meri says, I can't resist putting more color on it. And I want a very, very light green, very, very light wash under her wings. And I'll blot that. There. So it's not white, but it's not, it's kind of, the wings are transparent, so it shows the green behind. I think I'm ready to do my pen work. Let's give her a red bracelet. And eyes. We got to do her eyes and her lips. We're not going to give her red eyes, but we'll give her red lips. And just a touch. On her lips. And her eyes are just going to be just a, I hate to say it, kind of a Japanese dark blue. We'll try to leave a little sparkle in her eye. There. And I think I'm ready to do the pen work. Let's go ahead and, what time is it? It's 7:30. Let's go ahead and, this is my other one. I think I found the other one because it's white. I found my extra one. Might not do it until tomorrow anyway. Let's do the pen work. And I use a Sharpie pen. I might have to get another one out. I load this stuff up with stuff, and see, here she is. And see, she's all done in gray tones. And I've, of course, watercolored her. So, let me put this over here. I'm looking for my Sharpie pens got buried here. That's my other watercolor set. Well, I might have taken them out. Yeah, here it is. Well, let's see what kind of marks it gives me. Yeah. Okay. Let's do her wings first. And I did not erase the pencil marks, so they'll be in there. Now the wings, I'm just going to kind of do as little wings marks in here. Kind of little branchy wing marks. I don't think they have, I think they just have straight line. Well, no, they kind of have. Let's do that. Kind of close them up here. And they put dots in them. Like, see, he's got dots on there, and he's actually has a gradation in there. Mine are a little different. I might keep this one as myself, and because he kind of comes down this way, and then he puts dots in them. Yeah, I'm kind of experimenting on these. They get better as I go. And then her arm comes down this way. Am I in frame? Yeah. And she's got a bracelet on. She's holding on to her harp. I didn't do the top of the harp here. We'll come back to that. And I made my harp brown. I think he's got it as, well, he kind of has it as a, no, it's just as sketchy. And then he has straight lines coming down there. Oops, did I smear some color there? Oh, that's okay. And let's do some straight light lines. Let's do the hand. And her eyes, nose. And of course, the face is going to be different on her. He has such a distinct facial feature. Mine doesn't look like that at all, but mine's more of a cutesy. And then he's got wispy hair coming off in here. Wispy curly hair. And off on the other side. Now I'm gonna, for fun, I'm gonna put a necklace on her, just some little beads, because I think she needs it. I'm not gonna put earrings on her. And her hair kind of wisps out this way too. Alrighty. I think I'm pretty happy with her. Let's do the mushrooms. Now I won't get these sent if tomorrow. I'm gonna have to check with them and see if they still have Saturday pickup. Tomorrow's Friday. If I get them all done tomorrow and addressed, I'm thinking I can send them Saturday morning. But I'll have to check and see, because they've been adjusting their pickup schedules. So I don't even know if they have Saturday pickup anymore. So I'll check with them. And I'm going to leave this as a ruffle down here. It might be a shoe. It's really kind of indistinct as to whether that's a ruffle or a shoe. It might be her feet. And maybe he was just sketching it in. I'm going to make it a ruffle to her dress. Alrighty. The harp. I need to color those in. Let's do her buttons up here. All right, I think I'm fairly happy with that. her wings are kind of light, but I don't want to do too much to it. I'm afraid I'll mess it up. I don't want to mess it up. So I think I'm going to leave it. Now, I'm not going to sign it here. I'll sign it here. And I might stamp my bunny on here, if I can find my bunny stamp. But I'll put postcard. Let's go ahead and do that just to show you. Now, find a decent pen. That'll work. And I haven't decided whether I'm going to keep this one for myself or if I'm going to send it. I'll see how the others turn out. Let's do a ruler mark here. Maybe I'll make it a little wider so that sometimes addresses get squeezed on there. And we'll just do a... And I'll put my address label there. And then I'll find my bunny stamp. Where did he run off to? Is he in my box? No. Hold on, I know he's here. My little leprechaun's cane is getting squished. All right, hold on. Did I put him in the... I'm looking for my bunny stamp. Look, I've got some pearlescent ink. Is that green or blue? Here he is. Ink pad. Mary will get to it. Let's test it here. Really, I should be doing it. Test it on my swatch paper. You guys aren't seeing it. I'm all out of frame. Ah, perfect. And on these stamps, I need to make sure I get pressed down along the edges. Sometimes my edges don't come off very good if I don't make sure I get them inked and press down on the edges a little on these eraser stamps. Ah, I'm loving it. Very nice, Mary. And then I'll come in and let's see, today is what, the 19th? So I'll put 3/19/26 and hi, whoever I send this to. I think I'll send it to myself. because I think I want to do the wings a little different on the others. So I'll put Hi Meri. This is a fairy illustration inspired by Wayne Anderson. This is a fairy illustration inspired by, because I want to give him credit, because I don't feel like the design is not mine. I looked at an illustration by Wayne Anderson, and although it kind of, the pose resembles his, but the art really doesn't. The art is more my art. As you can tell, he's got an entirely different style than I do. But the pose is his, Wayne. And I don't know this person. It's a Barnes and Noble book, Anderson. And I'm going to put my carved bunny stamp. So this will be how yours will look on this. And then I'll sign it Meri. And then I'll put the Meri Atelier. And I'm very careful to leave room for their barcode down here. And then I'll send this to myself. And I'll fill out the rest of the address. So this will be how yours will look. And I feel like I need to do more on it, but that's because I like the plaster color. I need to put the golden globes on my harp. And I think I'm just going to do it with yellow ochre. So there we go. I feel like I need a border. You know what? I'm going to check out, because this is the one I'm sending to myself. Let's check out this ink on my swatch. And that might make a nice border. We'll see. I've had this around. I've never, it's sitting over on my bookcase. Let's check it out on the back. This is a cat hand trick. She uses the edge of her desk. I use a ruler for my curled papers. As you guys can see here, move this out of the way. If your paper is warped, she uses the edge of the desk and brings her paper across the edge of a desk. She holds onto it here and draws it this way. I use a ruler and and that kind of stretches the paper back into shape a little. You have to be careful depending on what kind of media you've used on it, but this is just my swatch card. But it kind of reshapes it because it's still kind of damp from the water, so it's just kind of bending the. All I want to do is test this green ink. I might need a brush. Hold on, let me get my ruler back in its slot here before it falls. We'll use this if I need it. Needs to be cleaned. Let's try the paintbrush. This is acrylic ink. It's kind of a bluish green. Ooh, I kind of like that. Where's my card? How would that look along the, it's kind of a blue-green. Let's put some shadow in here. Your wings. Maybe in the heart a little. And yeah, I'm kind of liking that. Very light tone around the edge. Maybe under the mushroom. Yep. All right, I'm going to quit. But my heart wants to keep playing with this area, but I don't want to, if I keep playing with it, it will become plastered, and it's already got a lot of color on it. It will become like my, so I'm going to send that one to myself. So what time is it? It's 7:43. You know, I want to move on. I still got 3 postcards to do, but I might sit in here this afternoon. It's Thursday, and I might work on these postcards this afternoon and get the ones for tomorrow ready. It takes me longer, but now that I know what I want to do, what I'll do on the ones that I do tomorrow, I did this one all in one go, but tomorrow I'll do all the reds, and then I'll do all the yellows and the blues, and I'll do them on each card, like production. Mushroom, 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 you know, and face, and do them like that. I can go faster that way. But I think I'll sit in here this afternoon and draw 2 cards for tomorrow, and I might do maybe the blues and the reds and finish them up tomorrow, because I want to move on. I want to play. You love that green color. Hi, Tina. Welcome in, Miss Tina. Hi, Legia. Oh, she just said goodbye. Bye, Legia. Have a great day. Who comes on after Meri? Today's Thursday. Usually it's Paint Girly. Usually it's Paint Girly who comes on after me on Thursdays. Make sure my brush is clean here. And I'm going to put these brushes back in the, put these here, back in the box so I don't lose them. So this is what your postcard will look like when you get it. And hopefully I'll get them finished up tomorrow. If I don't, they'll go out next week. They aren't, what I want to say, they aren't date driven like the 19th or the 17th for St. Patrick's Day. So you'll get them when I'm finished them. But I will finish them. I'm working on finishing. And I stare at her, and I still think there's something I need to do. I don't know what it is. Maybe if I could get artsy with it and splatter it. I don't know if I want to do that on my postcards or not. There's the swatch card. What I want to do, let me empty this water, tighten up my green ink, make sure that that doesn't spill. I want to play. Let me zoom out. Hold on. Oh. Clean the, went right over the, I'll pick it up afterwards. I was going to clean it out. All right, let me zoom out a little. I want to do some, I want to start I want to start doing some journaling. Some junk journaling. I want to start using. There's Paint Girly. Did I see her come in? I thought I saw her come in. Tina, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tina. She gifted 5 memberships. You guys are so sweet when you do that. Carol did that for me in my stream last night. Rosalind Goddard. I knew some Goddards at one time. I think I had a teacher whose name was Goddard in the university. Art by Esther. I think Esther just had a surgery of some sort or some kind of a medical procedure. Did I see that? Fairy Moon Witch. Tandy Kane. I don't know these, but Kimberly received one. Kimberly received one. Thank you so much, Tina. Arlene dropped a link to Paint Girly's channel. Thank you, Arlene. Legia had to jet off to work. Legia, have a blessed day. She says, bye all, got a jet to work. I think that's fly, but I call it jet. You love that color? Oh, that blue-green ink? Yeah, that's a nice ink. I've had those acrylic inks around ever since they went on sale at Hobby Lobby. Dar says, oh, Arlene, my ribs were aching. I laughed so hard. What did you do, Arlene? Dar, oh, I know. Some of the reviews on there are really crack me up. Oh, Arlene, Dar says, next read the Shaper Pants. Uh-oh. Dar says, I got another new hobby. It started yesterday reading Amazon reviews by women who purchased Super Strength Cami. Did you guys watch Peter Draws had a short? It just came out. I think it came out this morning. If you follow Peter Draws, he does all these interesting ink drawings, very detailed art, very unique Peter art. But he did a short. It kind of surprised me that he would do it. Well, actually, he did too. I'll tell you the less dangerous one first. He was riding his bicycle, and he had his camera in a bag or a pocket, and it fell out on the street. And he stopped and he went and picked up the pieces, and it still worked. He called it a special little something, a device. I don't know. It was a camera device of some sort, or a techie device. And he put it back in the pocket and wrote on it. It fell out again. So he went back and he gathered it up, and then he wrote on chalk on the cement. This is where Peter dropped his, I guess it was a camera. He dropped his camera twice. Such a sense of humor. Then the one that came out that I saw this morning, I think it came out early this morning. He was shopping at in the ladies' hygiene department, and he saw some poise pads, and he was reading the labels. And one of the labels had these little dots, and then 3 dots were filled out, or 4 dots, and the other 4 weren't. And it says maximum. He said, I don't get it. And he was showing the different packages that had maximum, extra security, whatever. You know? And he said, I thought maximum meant the very maximum. It's only 50%. He goes, I don't get these. Why are they doing that? And one lady actually educated him on monthly periods and heaviness of monthly periods. It was so funny. And I go, that surprised me, because it's in character for Peter Draws to think like that, but it's so out of character for his channel, because his channel is mostly art. Talking about laughing. Hi, Ray Davis, Ray D. Good to see you. Good morning. What were you guys laughing about up above? I got into my story about Peter Draws. Let's see. Because Dar was cracking up. Tina says, Dar, I haven't heard that song in ages. Don't stress about mailing, Mary. It's just been fun watching you paint. Oh, thank you, Kimberly. Becky said, true. Becky, I'm sure it probably pays well. That's the biggest incentive. What's going on there? Dar says, now I'm singing. He was a lineman for the county. She's sitting on the mushroom and there are 2 tiny feet at the end of her legs. Oh, Becky's telling me, I made it a ruffle, Becky. Those don't look like tiny feet to me. They look like a ruffle. I'll send that one to myself and I'll make the other 3 tiny feet. Because that one I'm sending to myself anyway. I don't think those feet are very, they're not very plain. I suppose those could be feet. They're more like shaded ruffle to me. But she needs toes. Becky says, I know they have a bit of nuts too, I would think. What are we talking about? Those guys are in a different breed. I've seen videos of them working and they laugh and joke like they're at a park or something. See what? I'm reading chat here. Belinda says, hi, Tina. Good to see you. Hi, Tina. Becky said, this week, I've been watching men working way up on the top of a cell tower. Just getting up there has to be exhausting. I'd be terrified the whole way. I agree. Becky, I don't know if you're still here or not, but I was watching I told you that hooked up our fiber came alone. And he knew what he was doing. I didn't have any doubt of it, that he didn't know what he was doing, but he was alone. And inside, if anything happened on the inside, which it probably would be less likely to happen on the inside, but I was watching him go outside to the truck and he has to climb the pole. He put a big old ladder up that pole and I counted there. He has to go 12 feet up. And the spacing between those ladder rungs have to be 1.5 feet. So 12 times 6 is 18 feet high to get to the pole. And he's by himself and he's climbing up there and he's got a big old tool belt, a big old heavy sack on his side. And then when he gets up there, he's leaning on the ladder and he's just leaning on the pole. I suppose he's putting his weight forward. And then he's working with 2 hands. He's not holding on to the ladder. He's working at the switch up there, doing whatever he needs to do to hook everything up. And I watched him. I'm going, if he falls, I better go get my phone to call 911. But he's probably done it so much that, he knows what he's doing. But, somebody like me, I was watching him outside the window. I'm going, he needs a second pair of eyes in case something happens. So, yeah, I agree with Becky. That's a long way up. Tina says, good morning, Mary and everybody. Arlene, Becky, and Dar, they're saying good morning back. Arlene says, growing up, it seemed like a lot of women sewed, but now it's hard to find somebody that sews. Yeah, well, I suppose it's hard to make a living, or even Becky sews, but I mean, like when I was growing up, my junior prom dress was sewed by a seamstress in our little town. She made my prom dress for me. And I probably still have that prom dress packed away someplace. It wasn't anything special. It was pink lace with a pink ribbon, Empire waist style, pink satin ribbon across the top. My junior prom dress. But, back in the day, ladies could charge for their sewing and they probably, could pay more. Now people, they get a rip or lose a button, they go buy another one. At least in the States. I don't. I shop at Goodwill and the thrift stores. I can't tell you the last time I bought a new outfit, even at Walmart. Go into a clothing store and pay, well, it used to be $30 for a nice blouse. It's probably $50 or $60 now for a nice blouse or a nice pair of slacks. Way too much. I'll go to Goodwill or, because I still have clothes that I wore for work and they're still nice. I don't wear them for every day, so they're still nice. So I'll probably wear them till the day I die. I don't need new clothes. But Becky makes a lot of her own clothes. I'm not that good with the machine yet. I play on the sewing machine like I play with my art. He seems to surround himself with little women. Greg's gal friends hit me up all the time for shortening things. Yeah, Becky, you should start charging them. You probably do it for free. The local lady that did alterations moved out of state, Arlene said. I used to have a great tailor, Dar said, but she closed her shop. She has a horrible time finding pants. Becky says, my youngest sister is 5'10", with an average shoulder to hip, small bust, and long legs. She has a horrible time of finding pants. Yeah, I'm 5'8", and I can generally find the length that I want, but sometimes they're kind of short. It depends. I'm not super tall, kind of medium height. 5'8" is kind of a medium height. Let's see. They're talking about alterations here. Becky says, I'm a nightmare for clothes that fit. I'm short, but built like a giraffe. Long legs and long arms. Becky, you do good. Your sewing is excellent. And she says, that's why I sew, Mary. Kimberly says, you won a fairy, Becky. And so did Kimberly. And Vale. But I got tired of painting. I painted mine. But the ones I do tomorrow, I'm going to make feet instead of ruffle. I made this a ruffle. But those are 2 tiny feet. So on the ones I do tomorrow, they'll be feet. And I actually have the background started on 2 of them. So we'll send out, I'm going to work on these this afternoon. I'll get the reds and maybe the blues done and draw the 2 for tomorrow. Becky says, okay, I can kindly come and sit for a few minutes before I start shortening Rachel's jeans. Greg's girlfriend, she has a 25-inch inseam. You like that light green? I think that's where I put the ink on there. It was 25 degrees this morning. My garden is in shock. Usually this early in the spring, though, it pops out. I bought some spring bulbs. My brother wants to go fishing today, so I probably won't get them planted today, but we've got nice weather. It was a beautiful day yesterday, and I think it's going to be nice today. I think we got some nice weather, and I need to get out there and plant those bulbs. And I was thinking we could probably even plant some onion sets, because they would be in the ground if it got cold again. So she has my hair, Kimberly says. Sylvia says, God bless you, Angie. Angie says she's going to go. Sorry, I love you all. Angie's having, I think she said her throat stretched. Sylvia said, okay, we're back to the drawing. Let me go back down to the bottom. And it's 8 o'clock. I'll be on for another hour. Let me go down to the bottom. Arlene says, Aunt Becky, it's getting more common. Several Goodwills have closed for months and threw away all inventory because of them. Because of what? I figure if I leave stuff in a black bag in a car for a few days, it will kill anything. Oh, what are they finding stuff at Goodwill? I wash every thing. Dar said, my prom dress could have been worn by a nun. Not 1 inch of skin. Today, these girls look like hookers. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? I'll tell you, I don't get it. And we were, because I come from a conservative background. And when I was going to grade school, even high school, we couldn't wear jeans to school. We could not wear jeans. We could wear jeans under our skirt on winter days, but we had to take them off when we got to school. Very conservative, not religious conservative, not I went to a public school. I went to a public high school. So it wasn't a religious thing. It was just conservative values that are here in central Nebraska. But boy, I'll tell you, my grandniece's school does not have conservative. They wear jeans and short shorts, and it wouldn't surprise me if, well, I better shut up from this point on. They certainly don't dress like nuns. Becky says, I'm going to start putting clothes or fabric in a black trash bag from the thrift stores from now on. Somebody recently posted that they saw a bed bug on clothes hanging in the store. Huh. Well, I'll tell you, it depends on the store. I like to shop at that Catholic thrift store. They are very clean. I haven't seen any bugs or no items that are ripped or tore out there. And I always wash things when of course, I don't know if that could kill the bed bugs, but I always wash clothes that I wear. After I take them out of the bag, I put them over here on the floor, and then I take them out and wash them in hot water. So if anything's creeping around in there, I'm hoping that I haven't noticed anything, but I think the thrift store I shop at is, and that might have been a fluke. I don't know the lady that posted it, but she may have a thing against thrifting. She may be I don't know. I don't know the person, so I shouldn't say anymore. So, let me go down. Back in the day, they controlled women from the start. Well, I guess you could call it control. I didn't feel like I was being controlled. I think a lot of conservative feel more like it's protection rather than control. I've always been taught that girls dress appropriately because guys get big ideas. You're turning their eyes into, and especially young boys, and that's kind of the thought there. You don't try to tempt them with shorty shorts showing everything. And it's a conservative value. I don't think it's a control thing. I think it's more the value system of the conservatives. I don't think they mean to manipulate, although I think that people who grow up in and have different values, more relaxed values, see it as control. But I never felt controlled. I guess I didn't think too much about it. I just wore jeans under my skirt, and took them off and when I got to school, and I wasn't rebellious. I didn't get rebellious until I went to the university. And then even then, my rebellion was a quiet, almost, what do you call that, passive-aggressive type of rebellion. I didn't go out and march. And back in the day, it was the Vietnam War. I had a lot of riots and marching and all of that. I didn't participate in that. My rebellion was more of a quiet, I don't agree with you and I'll go my own way type of rebellion. And even that got me into trouble in certain circumstances because I guess my biggest rebellion was against grading art. I wanted to be an art teacher, and I couldn't, in my heart, assign grades. And I could see all the reasoning. Well, what if they go out and work for a company and, there's good art and bad art, and there's good drawings and bad drawings. But most of the art that was done in junior high and grade school was not art. They weren't training to be graphic artists. So I kind of had they were there. Most of the kids were there, especially in high school and junior high, because, well, in high school especially, it was an easy out course. And they took it for the enjoyment of it. They didn't take it to get an A+. So I had a quiet rebellion there, and it kind of got me into trouble there. More of a passive-aggressive rebellion. Hi, Nancy. Boys and girls need to taught respect for others as well as self-respect. Yeah. Well, I get in a way what Becky is saying. Nancy, somebody else will probably show your message. It shows as being held for review, but I think somebody else is showing it. Boys need to be taught to respect women and control their feelings. Yes, they do. And you know what? At that age, they're figuring out life. My heart goes out to the young people, especially today. You know, we were figuring out life when we were young. And they, you know, at that age, they just need direction. And I will say, I understand how liberals feel. I may not agree with it, but they have a right to think what they want to think, you know. But when it comes to criticizing conservatives for what they think, then I get a little quiet rebellion, because I feel like I'm letting you have your space. Why can't you let the conservatives have their space? You know, and I think we need to respect each other. We want boys to need to be taught respect. Liberals need to respect the conservatives, and the conservatives need to respect the liberals. Until we can learn do that for ourselves, how can we expect boys and girls to respect each other and respect adults? And, you know, we need a give and take. We need to allow others to think like they think, but they need to allow others who don't think like they do to have what they think. And if they start stepping on each other's toes because they're in the same vicinity, then they need to back away from each other. Let these people have their space, and let the people have their space. We're never going to have peace until we can find unity. And we're never going to find unity until we respect each other's thoughts, even if we don't agree with them. There are a lot of conservatives that I don't agree with, but I respect their thoughts. Ultra conservative, I may say, hold off a little, you know. When I was growing up, the conservatives would say, spend, spend, spend. I used to be in the news all the time. All you do is spend, spend, spend. And there's probably really ultra conservative, but you know, I'm not a spend. I'm criticizing spend person. I'm a person who goes out and spends. You can see what I spend. I'm holding it right here. I spend. So there are ultra conservatives that I don't agree with, and there are ultra liberals that I don't agree with, but they have a right to their opinion. But they need to, somebody who's in the middle here, they need to respect us too. So there's my thought, I'm reading Becky's comments. Becky does say, I think the guys should be taught not to look at women like that. That's true. But if a woman is showing her boobs almost, except for maybe through a thin top, you know, and if she's wearing shorts that are a little bit less than, or a little bit more than a thong, you know, she is almost saying, hey, look at me. And how can you say to that young man, ignore that? That woman, that girl needs to cover up a little. You know, she doesn't have to dress like a nun, but she doesn't have to be out there displaying all she's got too. And that's my opinion. You know, if you want your daughter or your friend or your whomever in your community to dress like that, you're going to see the results of what happened. That's the conservative. That's my value there. And I'm not ultra conservative. Let's see. Tina says, I certainly hope that whoever donated bed bug-ridden clothes, didn't know the clothes were infected. I do too, Tina. I think that was probably, you know, it would be nice if these thrift stores had a washing machine or had a way to, or they could certainly put things in black bags, you know. I trust the Catholic thrift store that I go to because I think they just built a new building. And I think they're ultra clean as far as I don't see it as being a junky store. So, and I don't buy clothes at Goodwill. If I buy anything at Goodwill, it's something that I'm going to cut up. I don't really buy things at Goodwill. Clothing. I buy things at Goodwill. But use most of my tops that I buy and even slacks and pants and stuff like that, I get at that Catholic thrift store. Okay. Dar says, I proved the message. Thank you, Dar. Yeah, I appreciate that. I can't, for some reason on my notepad, because I'm streaming up here, I can't control what goes on over there. If it got really bad, I would go up here and take care of it. But have a great day, Becky. We love you. You know, Becky is a wonderful artist. Let's say some good things about Becky. She knows her stuff. She's always over here saying, Meri, that's not a geranium, that's a begonia. Or that's not a begonia, that's a geranium. I can't even say it right. And she's good with the math, she's good with sewing, she's very precise. She makes her own clothes, she does drawing, she does art. Becky, we love you. We love your art. And I'm willing to give Becky her space. She grew up different than I did. She grew up in a whole different environment than I did. And so how can I judge her for having her thoughts about what she thinks? You can't judge people like that. Even as when you judge somebody, you don't judge them for them. You judge them for you. When I say I'm a conservative, I'm saying that's not my value system. You know, the Bible talks about judgment, and it says judge not. And then I think in another place it says something about judging, and there's kind of a conflict then. And one part of the Bible says judge not, and the other part it says it kind of tells you to judge. I'll have to find the exact verses, but I can't because I'm talking out of my extemporaneous mouth right now this morning. But when you judge somebody, you're not judging. When you're judging, you judge them for your own value system. You say that's not where I'm at. But you don't come over here and judge somebody and say you should, you know, you're wrong or you don't have, you know. And I kind of, on conservatives, sometimes the conservatives will come down in an impolite way on liberals. And I've seen it online. I see it in some of the emails that I get because I subscribe to a lot of conservatives. And you know, they call them, I've seen conservatives call liberals names, you know, and I just feel like we need to work together a little bit more. All right, let's open this package. It's already 8:15. I want to work out of this. It's going to be ATC. These were paper plates, and I cut the centers out. This is a nice circle template, and I don't know. This was a wax seal. This was a spoon, but I saved it because of that. And this was a bag, and this is really a nylon string. I tried to tap with it, and it was horrible to tap with. And it's out in the other room. Here's that blue I was thinking of that I was talking about yesterday. I want to keep this out. I want to make ATCs, and I got this triple bag, I think, here. I'm thinking that I want to start with tags, ATCs, and maybe some journal pages in here. Let's dump all this out and see what I could, triple and quadruple bags here. Get these off of my lap. Let's make something today. I'm going to save these out. I'm going to take them out with my slow feather. I want those for my slow stitch feather. Although that's not the way she did it. I've got some journal pages here and some fussy cuts. Let's just dump, well, this, I think I have some ink in here I need to get out. Ink pads got put in here. Let's fold some papers and make some, let's see what I have. Fussy cuts. Fussy cuts. The fussy cuts I think I'm going to start putting in my paste to page, which is down there. But I want, see, like this will make a good journal page. These were what I was playing with, those inks. Is that sticker paper? That's sticker paper. And here's the Dirty Dozen. I'm going to make journal pages out of these. These are stickers. This could be a journal page. This is a magazine article. I was fussy cutting. Fussy cuts. Journal pages. These might be piece of fabric. This would make a nice journal page. Fold it this way. These are magazine images. Well, everything's falling for me here. I think I've got enough magazine images. Let's skip those. I was fussy cutting here. I want clear papers. And these, I can do some transparent art. These are really laminated lamination sheets. But I'm going to use them for transparent. There's only 3 of them. And I can use some of these images. Here's some, that could go on a tag or something. Some little, probably, let's get these out. Some Bo Bunny paper. This came out of a Somerset magazine. Paper towel. Alrighty, I think the rest of this is fussy cut. Alright, let's start with that. I might come back to this folder for, let's start with that. Let me get these off my desk. And we're just going to fold these in half. And yeah, this girl will probably get folded in half, but we're going to make a page and we're going to start journaling. We're going to make a signature here, not those. I'll go back in that folder. And what's in here? These are threads. No, that's a glue stick. And some threads. Take these off. See, this is just miscellaneous stuff. Miscellaneous junky stuff I need to use up. I need to use. And instead of making a transparent page like what I usually do where I fold and paste and glue, I'm just going to use the, you'll see when I get down there. I'm going to use the transparency, and this is really a laminated sheet here. I think I have 3 of them. I'm just going to use it as, my laminator is in the back closet there. It'll be 3 months before probably 6 months before I can even open that door. But I'm going to use it like this. Let's crease it good here. Hopefully it won't tear. And then I'll put stuff on there. And then this is tissue that separated these sheets. And I think I've got 3 of these. I could, if I would have said, when I get fully organized, I'll have all my tools, my laminator, I'll have all my watercolors in a place, I'll have all my tools in a place where I can say, I need my laminator, and just walk over and get it. But I'm not there yet. Meri's very disorganized. And I think a part of my disorganization, well, I'm to blame for a part of it for not being organized, but a part of it is I don't have the space and the storage that I needed in the first place. So it just got put in the middle of the room. And then moved around and shoved around. We're going to end that. And I was thinking of probably by the time I finally get to a working spot, I'll have to move or something. These are tissues that, hold on, let me put these in my lap. They keep falling. And I'm going to mix these up. I'm going to save them out and mix them up in between things. And after I get these folded, that's going to be the end of this, even though I may have other things like that, sheets like this that I could fold. But after I get the ones I pulled folded, that's going to be my journal. And I'm going to include some magazines because I think that's pretty cool. One on each side. And I may do Dee Dee's Build a World type thing on those barns. And yeah, this one has poetry on it. I might end up cutting the poetry out. But for right now, we'll leave it like that. So these are some magazine images that I'm going to tuck in there. The thing about using that, all the art is horizontal. If it was a magazine, something like this, it probably wouldn't matter so much. More artsy than anything. Here's some flying geese. Or flying, yeah. They're flying down now. And this is, these are magazine images. I'm going to use this Pick 10 thing that I did. I don't know what I did with it. And we're going to use this one. And it goes this way. And this is a sticker sheet. I might use it just like that because I don't want to, might use it just like that. I might tear it off and collage things on the back. For right now, though, I'm going to fold it. All right, now let's build a journal. We got, let's separate the images. From the blank sheets. I'm going to count that as a white sheet. And fold this one this way. All right. So I'm going to start like so. That's 3. I'll use this one. That's a magazine. Let's do a, and What do I have here? We'll do another girl. We'll do this on the front. That's 3. So I'm just using up. I've got to use up. That's 3. Put the geese in here. The Dirty Dozen. I think that's 3. I'm doing sets of 3 here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 3. These are kind of thin, but it's the thinner paper that went on those, but that's okay. And then I have this one left. We'll put it with the thin sheets. And then I have my sticker and the 3 laminated. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I put a lamination in here, which I kind of like the idea of doing that. Like that. I've got a blank, a laminated, a blank. I'll put a lamination one in here. A laminated. It's just my reasoning here. A blank, a laminated, a blank, a laminated, a blank. When I'm talking about a blank, there's no lamination in there. And I'm going to put this one in the center. See how that works. A laminated and a blank. Now, I like those girls. I'm going to put her at the top. And then I've got these. I'm not sure what. I think I'm going to make a collage sheet out of this. I'm going to leave this the way it is. But I'm going to, as I find things, I'm going to tear off a space and stick it on there. So we're just going to keep that out like it is. And what time is it? It's 8:30, so let's go pull maybe some fussy cuts. This is from Rebecca. These are, I'm going to put those down below. I'll take care of them later. Let's pull some of those fussy cuts. And let's get a glue stick. It feels pretty empty. Let's throw that away. Let's get a glue stick. That one feels full. And what I want to do, let's just take one signature here. Get the others off my desk. And as I'm going through here with my images, I'm also going to pull what did I back up over here? I have my Paste-A-Page journal here. My Paste-A-Page journal is something I'm following Dee Dee. And she started out by just pasting backgrounds down. And she'll make art on her pages. As I pull my fussy cuts out of here, I'm also going to put some in here. So I'm going to work on these 2 consecutively. And this could actually go in the Paste-A-Page. It's actually the directions. Maybe I'll keep that separate. Yeah, I might use it sometime. Let's just pull some fussy cuts out of here to use. most of them are down here at the back. That should be enough. I'll grab these. All right, let me put this back. And so I've got 2 that I'm going to work in. I actually like this one, but it's too big for my little sheet, so I'm going to put it in here. And you can see I started pasting things down, a mysterious force. Do I want to put it someplace? I kind of like it there. Hopefully my glue stick will hold on to it. And I'm just gonna, and anything that doesn't get stuck down, I think I put these all down with glue stick. I'll come back in when I work on it and glue it back down. But I need to use this stuff up. I need to use it. I got a whole bunch of magazines behind me. I brought in some. I probably won't get to them because it's already 8:30. Oh, we got a little horse. I'll put him in here someplace. Let's put him on a poetry page. Aw. He's too big for her. But maybe on the back. I'm just going to set it there for now. Let's see what else I have here. I've got this big chickies for spring, little duckies. And there's the mama duck there. And, you know, she would go in here. It looks like I'm working in this journal. Let's tear this. Now, I want a background here. So, maybe, I hate to say it, but this sticker paper would make a nice background. Maybe. No, I don't like that. It's the right tones, but it's got the owls on it, so I'll look for something else. Let me tear this off. This will go in here. I need to tear it just a little bit more. I got some Nebraska Land magazines at the library yesterday. They have such nice pictures. And I'm out of frame. Let me adjust my camera. Let me adjust it a little. Well, it looks good up here. And it needs to come down. Let's see what I did here. I have to wait for it. Where did it go? Where did it go? Am I good? Oh. I have to wait for my phone to catch up with me. My notepad. Okay. I want a background here. I'll put her head out. Let's see. I see some blue here. Blue sky, that's what I want. That's exactly what I want. Get this one out of my way. I'm just tearing. ruler. And I don't think I need all of this. I might use that for something else. I do need a portion of it. Well, I need, so I'm going to use it all because if I tear, I need a portion of this bridge and a portion of the trees over here. But if I tear this, that isn't going to make much sense. So I'm going to use the whole thing. And let's just get these off my desk. I probably should put something behind. I'll do that. A sticker sheet. Just in case. I don't want my pages to stick together. And when I'm done here, I can't see the top of the, can't see the top. Should do this a little at a time. I should know better. I got a whole bag of these glue sticks. Every time I go to Walmart, I pick up one. A package. Because once they find out I like them, they'll stop selling them. Now this one. Oh. Let me grab a... I should have a piece of wax paper out of my glue, but we'll grab a paper. The glue on here. No, I'm going to have to come over a little. My page is crooked. Where does that page end? I'm liking that. And it's just scrap. It's just scrap. Let's see how much I can get done in 20 minutes here. Let's see. Put this up there in case I need it. My glue stick, my ruler. We got a squirrel. That could fit in here someplace. Look at that horse. I want a, we've got some ladies walking there. Little gingerbread house. Ooh, this is cool. We'll do this one. I think I'll do it up here. And stickers, ladies' head stickers. I'm looking, oh, we've got a kitty cat. I kind of like her. Unreal. I think I'm going to put that in here someplace. I'll probably have to go in and trim some of this off, but we're going to do it in here. And this time I'm going to do it half and half. Cover up this journal has perforated pages, and I don't want to perforate them, so I'm going to cover up the perforations the best I can. Now let's glue the other half here. Comes down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 up. Right in here. I'm hungry. I bought some lemon cookies yesterday. I had to go to the library. Oh, I need to stop and show you what I got yesterday. On what I found on Marketplace. Let me stop. Let me stop here. I did get to play some in this journal. We folded our pages. I'm going to keep this and the extras, and we're going to play with this when I stream. I'm going to do a little in it. And let's put these back in the folder, because I think I got enough images now to start filling and making some pretty neat pages. Where's my glue stick? Glue your beak down, buddy. Or ma'am. I want to show you before I sign off. I think Pink Girly is coming on next. I'll just tear this if I can. I want to show you what I got. It won't take too long to show you what I got off of Facebook Marketplace. I'm so excited to get it. All right. So these are what and I'll make tags, and these are signatures for a junk journal. These are fussy cut images that are going to go back in this. I had a file folder down here. Put these back in here. And I have a stack of magazines that I got at the library that I wanted to pull from today. I could go another 3 hours, but we got other things that need to get done. All of this is going back in that sack. That, hello, this is what you've been waiting for, sack. It was stuffed. I may not put that one back in it. But I'm going to work out of this. I'm going to work out of this sack until I get all of these scraps that I have in here used up. This afternoon, I'm going to come in here and work on my watercolor postcards. Becky 11. Love you, Becky. I hope she didn't get too upset. And I'm going to work on my watercolor postcards so that I can come in here tomorrow and finish them up. I want to get them mailed. So these are going back in here. And when I stream, I'm going to try to take a little bit of time and work on things from this bag until I get, now what's in here might be used for tags and stuff. Let's put this one back in there. And this one I'm not going to put back in. It's threads and, well, those are some stamps. I'll put those in, foamy stamps. And I'm just going to keep this down by the edge of my desk. Now I got those 2 paper plates. Hold on. Of course, they're being stubborn. I want to slip those in the bag. I want to show you what I got at the Facebook Marketplace. Here it comes. It's kind of heavy, and it's in a thin bag, but I got a double boiler. This is what she used to melt her wax in. It's kind of dirty on the, I'll probably have to clean that up a little. I'm finding that Dawn Power Wash works really good on this stuff. And she probably just used it to melt her wax. And then, look at this. This is what I'm excited about. I went on Facebook. This has to be about a pound of beeswax. It looks like they melted it in little loaf pans. I'm thinking that's about a pound. I went on Facebook and a pound of beeswax cost all the way from $10 to $15 to $20 depending on the form that it's in. And there are 9 in what's in this pot. And I'm thinking there's about 1 in there, maybe 3/4 of 1. So I'm going to count it as 10 of these. And even if you count $10 a block, that's $90. I got this, the double boiler, 9 pounds, 9.5 pounds, almost 10 pounds of wax, and these little wax tools. And I haven't priced these lately, but I know they're not cheap. It depends on where she got these and what brand they are. I'm thinking I got about $100 worth of wax and tools. And it looks like these are the little wax tools. They have, what you do is you can fill these. I have to figure out what these are. I don't know if these are the ones you fill. I'll have to look these up on the internet, how to use them. Let me pull them out here. What time is it? 8:51. I still have a few minutes. Oh, and I'm looking at my clock that's 4 minutes fast, so I still have a few minutes. But yeah, so I think you get wax in there, and then you write with the wax. And if you do it on a colored paper, you can see, and I might heat these and see if there's some, it feels like she's used this. It feels like it's waxy. And you can do detail work with these. And I've got, 3 of those, and actually 4 of them, I think. And they're probably different points, sizes. Yeah, this one looks like it's a little broader point, and it does feel like it's been used. So I'm going to heat them and see if I can't clean out maybe some of the wax. That's probably wax stuck in there from the last time they were used. So I'm thinking they're different point sizes, maybe 1 or 2, a thin one and a thick one, a bold and a thin line. This feels like a very thin line. These two feel thin and these two feel bold. These two feel like they're bold and those two feel thin. And then, let's see what else I have in here. Let's just pull them out here. Oh, I've got some more. They're all got the points on them. So I don't know if I would use all of them, but I think what you do is the ones I have a bigger scoop in there, but I'm going to have to look these up and see how exactly they use them. The one I do have a bigger bowl where you put your wax in. This bowl looks pretty thin to me. I'm wondering if there isn't another part that goes on these. I'm going to look these up on the internet and see how they're used. But I would think that since she had them all like this, that this was maybe a set for detail work on your batiking. It's all batik. But I'm thinking that I got about $90 worth of or at least close to $100 for $10. Where's that light coming from here? I was getting rid of the light there. There. So I want to thank you guys. Arlene dropped a link to Paint Girly. Tina says, Arlene, I'm right behind you. Have a lovely day, everybody. Thank you, Tina, for, she's probably gone, but I want to thank Tina for gifting 5 memberships today. And Carol gifted 5 yesterday. Welcome to the, I doubt that there's any of them in here, but welcome to the new members. I have to do a member stream here pretty soon. Belinda says, Tina, good morning. It's good to see you. Hi, Elise. Hi, Elise. Tina, Elise. I'm just seeing if I missed anybody. Yeah. I don't want to get back into our discussion on conservative and liberals, because we all have our different values and we need to learn to respect each other. So I want to wish you all a really good day. I'm going to be in here this afternoon working on these watercolor cards. Have a great day, everybody. Go have some fun. And if you can't find any fun thing to do, try to find some fun in what you have to do. Bye.